In the NFL, there are great players, and then there are those who strike fear into every opponent the moment they step on the field. One linebacker did not just play the game, he redefined it. Unstoppable, relentless, the nightmare every quarterback dreaded. This is the story of the most dangerous linebacker of all time. His name alone commands respect, Lawrence Taylor. To some, he was simply a linebacker. To others, he was a force of nature, a player whose presence on the field could change the outcome of any game in an instant. Legends call him the most dangerous defensive player the NFL has ever seen, a man who redefined what it meant to dominate from the linebacker position. Before the fame, the records, and the Super Bowls, Taylor was just a young boy with raw talent, determination, and a fire that refused to be ignored. His journey from the streets of Williamsburg, Virginia to the pinnacle of professional football is nothing short of extraordinary. If you want to see more stories of the most dominant players in NFL history, make sure to subscribe, because what you are about to witness is the rise of a true NFL legend. Lawrence Taylor was born in Williamsburg, Virginia, the oldest of three sons in a family that valued hard work and discipline. His father, Clarence, worked as a dispatcher, while his mother, Iris, dedicated her life to teaching. From the beginning, Lawrence was a boy full of energy, a spirited and curious child who often found himself in trouble. His mischievous nature earned him a reputation as a troublemaker, but it also hinted at the fearless, relentless spirit that would later define him on the football field. As a young boy, Taylor was introduced to sports not as a chosen passion, but as a way to channel his energy and keep him out of trouble. Interestingly, football was not his first love. He began his athletic journey playing baseball, taking on the demanding role of catcher, learning discipline, agility, and the importance of strategy. Lessons that would serve him well in the years to come. Even at a young age, he was larger and stronger than his peers, a physical presence impossible to ignore. Coaches and friends began to notice his rare combination of size, speed, and natural athleticism, but it was his unstoppable drive and intensity that truly set him apart. It was not until he turned 15, stepping into the hallways of Lafayette High School, that football would finally find him. A coach spotted him, towering and imposing even among his classmates, and saw a spark that could not be taught. When Lawrence first set foot on the gridiron, it was as though he had discovered his true calling. He spent much of his first season on the bench, learning and observing, until a pivotal moment, a blocked punt in the fifth game, changed everything. That single play not only secured a crucial victory for Lafayette, but also revealed the raw, game-changing talent hidden within Taylor. From that moment forward, everyone knew he was destined for greatness, a force no opponent would soon forget. Despite his late start in football, Lawrence Taylor's talent could not be ignored. Though heavily recruited players often had years of experience, Taylor's combination of size, speed, and raw power drew attention from a handful of schools willing to take a chance on him. Ultimately, he chose the University of North Carolina, a decision that would become one of the most significant in the program's history. Taylor began his college career as a defensive lineman, still learning the nuances of the game at a higher level. His early seasons were a period of adjustment as he honed his instincts, refined his technique, and absorbed lessons from coaches and teammates. Yet even in these early stages, his potential was undeniable. Taylor's breakout came during his junior year, when he was moved to his natural position, outside linebacker. Suddenly, his true abilities were on full display. He recorded 5 sacks, forced 7 fumbles, and even intercepted a pass, signaling to the football world that he was no ordinary player. His senior season was nothing short of spectacular. Taylor tallied 69 tackles, 16 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles, leading the Tar Heels to an 11-1 record and an ACC championship. Honors poured in. He was named a unanimous first-team All-American and ACC Player of the Year, becoming only the 4th defensive player since 1953 to earn that award. His coaches were in awe of his combination of talent and intensity. Head coach Dick Crum described him as good as anybody in the country when his mind is on business, while emphasizing the importance of Taylor's own discipline in developing his game. Every coach who worked with him sensed that he was destined for greatness, a player who would not only dominate, but redefine his position. By the time the 1981 NFL Draft arrived, Lawrence Taylor's reputation had preceded him. Scouts and coaches alike were unanimous in their assessment. He was a once-in-a-generation talent, a player who could alter the course of any game with a single play. 26 of the 28 GMs in the league reportedly said that if they had the first pick, they would select Taylor. Yet in a surprising twist, the New Orleans Saints passed, choosing running back George Rogers instead. The New York Giants, seizing the moment, made one of the most pivotal decisions in franchise history by selecting Taylor second overall. From the very first moment he stepped onto the field with the Giants, it was clear that Taylor was unlike anyone the league had ever seen. During his rookie training camp, he went from third-team defense to first-team before the practice was even over, signaling the arrival of a truly transformative talent. Once the regular season began, Taylor wasted no time making his mark. He terrorized offensive lines with an unmatched combination of speed, power, and instinct. His ability to disrupt plays, pressure quarterbacks, and read the field redefined what it meant to be a linebacker. By the end of his rookie season, he had recorded 9.5 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery, earning both NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year and NFL Defensive Player of the Year, a feat that had never been achieved before.
Taylor's first moments on an NFL field were not merely impressive, they were a declaration. From the very start, he made it clear that he was a dangerous force, a player capable of changing the outcome of any game, and a nightmare for any offensive line that dared to face him. After a rookie season that shook the NFL to its core, Lawrence Taylor's dominance only intensified. By his second year, opposing teams had a year of film to study, yet nothing could slow him down. In the strike-shortened 1982 season, Taylor recorded 7.5 sacks in just 9 games, earning his second consecutive Defensive Player of the Year award. It was during these early years that the league began to realize that Taylor was not simply a great linebacker, he was a revolutionary force. Taylor's presence changed how offenses approached the game. Previously, blitzing linebackers were considered a minor threat, often neutralized by keeping a running back in to block. Taylor, however, combined raw power with lightning-quick agility and an array of pass rush moves that made him virtually unblockable. He forced quarterbacks into mistakes, disrupted plays before they could develop, and terrorized offensive lines with an intensity the league had never seen. Throughout the mid-1880s, Taylor's stat lines were staggering. In 1984, he recorded 11.5 sacks, while leading the Giants back to the playoffs for the first time since his rookie year. By 1986, he put together what is widely regarded as the greatest defensive season in NFL history, 20.5 sacks, another Defensive Player of the Year award, and a unanimous MVP selection. His dominance not only carried the Giants to a 14-2 record, but also reshaped the linebacker position forever. Rival quarterbacks and offensive lines came to fear him. Every snap was a test of courage, and each tackle, sack, or forced fumble became a statement. Taylor was not just playing the game, he was redefining it. From legendary matchups to game-changing plays, his era marked the beginning of a new standard for defensive excellence in the NFL. Even the greatest players face adversity, and Lawrence Taylor's career was no exception. Despite his unparalleled talent, Taylor encountered challenges that would have derailed many others. Injuries began to take a toll, limiting his ability to play full seasons. By the late 1980s, he struggled with recurring physical setbacks, including fractures and a torn pectoral muscle. Yet he refused to let pain define him. On the field, he would push through injuries that left others sidelined, continuing to dominate opponents with unwavering intensity. Off the field, Taylor faced personal struggles as well. Suspensions for substance-related issues created moments of uncertainty, threatening his career and reputation. At times, tensions with coaches and teammates added additional pressure. When the Giants replaced their head coach or shifted defensive strategies, Taylor occasionally expressed frustration, missing meetings or arriving late for practices. Yet, even in these moments, his talent remained undeniable and his commitment to the game never wavered for long. One of the most remarkable aspects of Taylor's story was his ability to overcome these obstacles and return stronger each time. Each setback became a test of resilience, a challenge to rise above adversity and reassert his dominance. Whether it was an injury, suspension, or team conflict, Taylor confronted every obstacle head-on, demonstrating the relentless drive that made him the most dangerous linebacker in NFL history. Through every struggle, one truth remained clear. No matter the challenge, Lawrence Taylor would return to the field, more ferocious, more fearless, and more determined than ever to leave an indelible mark on the game. At the pinnacle of his career, Lawrence Taylor became more than a linebacker. He became a force that defined an era. In 1986, Taylor recorded an astonishing 20.5 sacks, earned his third Defensive Player of the Year award, and became only the second defensive player in NFL history to be named League MVP, a unanimous selection. His dominance on the field carried the New York Giants to a 14-2 record, culminating in his Super Bowl 21 victory, where his defensive mastery played a decisive role.
Taylor's impact extended far beyond individual accolades. His ability to disrupt offenses altered the very strategies of opposing teams. He forced quarterbacks into hurried throws, shattered running plays before they developed, and changed how coaches approached defensive schemes. Every snap was a reminder that he had redefined what it meant to be a linebacker, creating a new standard for defensive excellence that generations would strive to emulate. Legends of the game recognized his brilliance. Giants defensive coordinator Bill Belichick remarked, "I had the honor of coaching the greatest defensive football player in the history of the game." John Madden, reflecting on Taylor's impact, said he changed the way defenses played, the way pass rushing is executed, and the way offenses even think about linebackers. By the time Taylor retired, his career statistics were staggering. 142 sacks, 33 forced fumbles, 9 interceptions, and 8 first-team All-Pro selections, tied for the most ever by a defensive player. Yet his true legacy is measured not only in numbers, but in the fear he instilled, the standards he set, and the way he transformed the linebacker position forever. Lawrence Taylor did not just play football, he redefined it. Lawrence Taylor's career is the stuff of legend. From a mischievous young boy in Williamsburg to a dominant force on the biggest stages of football, he transformed the linebacker position and left an indelible mark on the NFL. 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, a unanimous MVP selection, 8 first-team All-Pro honors, and countless game-changing moments defined a career that was as extraordinary as it was relentless. His sacks, forced fumbles, interceptions, and leadership on the field were matched only by the fear he inspired in opponents and the respect he commanded from peers and coaches alike. But Taylor was more than a collection of statistics and accolades. He was a storm that no one could stop, a whirlwind of power, speed, and instinct that changed every game he played. His legacy is not just measured in records, but in the way he revolutionized defense, redefined linebacker play, and set a standard for greatness that will be remembered for generations. If you want more stories of the most dominant NFL players, make sure to subscribe and never miss a video. Lawrence Taylor's story is one of power, determination, and legendary skill, and it is only the beginning of what the NFL has to offer in terms of unforgettable athletes.